Hello English 100. This is your video for week 14 class. The theme is how to write a long paper. And I will not be able to give you a complete answer to that question, but I can at least give you part of the answer. Okay. So I'm going to so here's your essay. And of course, while you're working on your essay, you keep coming back to your essay question over and over again and keep reading it and keep your mind focused on it. So, for the moment, we are going to look in the book. Page 196. Go to page 196 now. And this is the end of chapter 22. Okay? You got it? Page 196. Pause if you need to go get your book. Go to page 196. All right. Actually, let's start on 197. In that last paragraph of chapter 22, Westover writes, "My life was narrated for me by others. Their voices were forceful, emphatic, absolute. It had never occurred to me that my voice might be as strong as theirs." So here's an interesting quote. It's something you might put in your essay, potentially, depending on your topic. It seems to relate to the topic of terror and identity. Might also relate to Sean and sexism. My life was narrated for me by others. But now I'm looking at this page and I'm thinking, wait a second, what's going on here? So I need to remember. So I need to read the couple pages before this one. And we have an incident where Sean is being violent with Tara. And then on 196, she says in the second paragraph, "I do something I never done before. I write what happened." And then there's more. I'm going to reread 196, 197. I noticed at the bottom of 196 that she wrote about what happened with Sean in two different ways. So I'm noticing that. And what does that mean? And so I'm going to reread all that because all that matters for that quote. I'm going to go ahead too because I want to see what else connects with this. So the first page of chapter 23, page 198, called "I'm from Idaho." And on this page, Tara goes to see the university counseling service. She's at BYU and she's going to the counseling service. And she refers to this guy named the bishop. Because remember, BYU is a Mormon university. So marriage is God's plan, the bishop said. Top of 199, marriage was God's will. And then there's more about Tara thinking about possibly marrying or being interested in boys. Look at the bottom of page 199. "It's strange how you give the people you love so much power over you," I had written in my journal. "But Sean had more power over me than I could possibly have imagined. He had defined me to myself, and there's no greater power than that. He had defined me to myself." So if you go back to 197, she wrote, "My life was narrated for me by others." Now she's writing, "He had defined me to myself." What on earth is she talking about? So, in terms of writing about this, let's say you decide that this was a fit for your essay, you're going to use it. Well, in order to do that well, I don't want you to think I'm going to choose one quote and then kind of make a paragraph with just one quote. I want you to remember that you're writing a long paper. So for a long paper, you're never just going to use one quote. That's what I call the magic bullet problem. A single quote is not a magic bullet. You need more from the book. Okay. So if you go back to 196 and what happened with Sean and the fact that she wrote it down, like she's trying to tell her own story. If you go to 197 where it says my life has been narrated for me by others, if you go to 198 where Tara is talking to the bishop, and the bishop says marriage is God's plan. And then 199 where she's trying to figure out whether she wants to date or have her children. So look at all these details. Like just in a couple minutes, I've identified like 6 or 7 different details that are all possibly relevant. So I put them in my essay. So how do you write a long paper? One way is when you find that spot in the essay, you've got spots in the book that are just right. When you find that spot, you really dig in. So instead of a short paragraph with one quote, you're thinking, I'm going to write a whole page, maybe a page and a half, but just this one spot. Because I've got all these things I have to explain. I have to explain what happened with Sean, and I have to explain how she wrote it down twice, and I have to give my quote about my life was narrated by others, and I have to tell my reader what she was thinking about here with regards to dating. And then I have my quote, he had defined me to myself, and there's no greater power than that. By the time I've done all that and explained it and cited it and explained how it supports my thesis, I've easily got a page in my essay just about that one spot. Because I'm not just going to use one quote. That's the magic bullet. There's no magic bullet. When I find that spot in the book, it's really perfect for my essay, I'm going to dig in. I'm going to dig in and find 7, 8, all these details. I'm going to put them in my book. I'm going to explain what it all means. This is how you write a long paper. You dig in. Again, this is just one way to write a long paper. Let's say you have about 5 of these spots in the whole book. Oh, that's 5 pages right there. Because you're going to go deep on those. There's really great spots in the book for your topic. You're going to go deep. And of course, you're going to keep going back to your essay question while you dig into that spot. What's the question I have to answer here? How does Tara learn? And by learning, slowly figure out who she is. So whatever your essay question is, you keep going back to it. You have your spot in the book. You're digging out all those details. You're going to explain everything. Don't assume your reader remembers, right? So you got to give all that information. You got to do all that explaining. So for those really great spots in the book, think I'm going to write a page or a page and a half. Maybe it's more than one paragraph because I'm going to go deep into it. I'm going to tell my reader all the details. Okay, so that is my thought for you today about how to write a long paper.